Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob, and we're working on the blade today. This is the first one we're going to do. Basically, what I had to do is take these pins off, because when they had these pins in here, somebody didn't do a very good job putting these pins on this. For the simple reason, when you go to put that in there, look at it's facing backwards. Well, that's going to ride just like that in the cradle. We don't want that. We want that to be riding straight in the cradle. So in order to fix that, we made a plate to go on here, and that will keep it straight. So once I tighten this up, that's straight. So now I can just weld this down the sides and this will be done. The top is a little different. So the next thing we need to do is find the piece I'm going to put in there. I just had it. Oh, here it is. So we cut this piece here off that went on there up to there, and then there was another piece that went across there and inside of this to keep the hook from going in there. So we need that hook to go in there, so we cut this out, and now we'll put this piece in. Once I have this at 2 inches apart, I got to make a plate to make that 2 inches apart, which actually I think I have it right here. Just got to grind it down a little bit. Hold on a minute. So basically we'll spread this apart, and we're probably going to have to bend one of these up a little bit. That is down a little bit, so we're going to have to figure out how to get that bent up a little bit. Let's see here. How the hell am I going to do this? I don't think I'm bending that by hand. So that one's a little higher than this one, so this one needs to come up just a little bit. So I'm probably going to have to use the sledgehammer and get underneath of it and hit that and knock it up, just to make them two level with each other. I mean, that's the way it was before. I put me some toolboxes on this, and I'll show them to you in a minute. We're going to make us a new pin. That one's bent. Yeah, well, it's a little lower than this one, but the hole's right. So somebody made that like that. So we're going to weld this up first and get those welded. And once we get it welded, I got to do some grinding on it to clean it off, make it nice and shiny so I can weld to it and it'll stick good to it. And that ought to take care of these pins. And I'll probably go ahead and weld this all up before I start filming again, to make sure that everything's correct. So we got to keep that separated, just like that. Then we can put our plate in there, and that'll bring it to where I have a good place to weld right here on each side. So, and then we'll weld this down here on the bottom, and that will leave enough room for the hook to go in and catch the pin. So I'll go ahead and cut this piece down. Let's mark that real quick where we're going to put it. And I'll get all the pieces prepared, and we'll be back. Well guys, I went ahead and did it. Got the new plates mounted on it on both sides for the bottom pins, and then we extended this out. And yeah, I'm not going to show you a close-up of my welds because they suck. Some of them look okay, but some of them suck. So right now I'm just putting a little bit of paint on the part that I worked on. If I had yellow, I'd probably do the blade too, but I don't have yellow. So we're going to spray paint this thing, and we're going to try to hook it up and see how she works. I'd like to put some paint on the yellow, but I don't have no yellow paint to put on it. So that'll just have to wait. But this is what I plan to do to all these this equipment. It needs a little paint on it because it just hasn't had no paint on it for a while. So I just added that piece right there and welded it to this. And yeah, that's the good looking weld. These two side ones look like crap. Because of the angle, I had to weld it. But it's pretty solid. I've got a pin here that I'm going to put in it. I got to straighten it a little bit first. So we put that in there. So now, right at the moment, it is quick hitch ready. So I've got the hooks where they're supposed to be. And we're going to see if we can pick that up, but I want to put some paint on that pin before I do that. So let me put some paint on that. I also drilled a hole here, a 1-inch hole, and then I turned this nut to where that 7/8 steel rod would go through with a little bit of play. And I drilled a hole in the side of it for a pin to go in. I found this pin here. Uh-oh, I done lost my key now. But that pin will go in there like that. And I'm gonna find the R key that I had. There it is. But that is for this rod right here. I've got a hole in the bottom here. Of course, I had to drill 2 of them because I drilled the other one crooked. That one is straight in the middle. That one is straight in the middle. This one is when it's down, and this one is when it's up, when I pin it. So that way it stays like that right there when I'm setting it still to store. That way I can just back right up to it, hook right up to it, and I'm done. So let me get some paint on that pin, and I'm gonna wait till it dries. I might go ahead and put some paint on this bracket right here. So let me get that done and we'll be back. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and hook this up and see how she works, and go from there. Now I should be able to back right up to it and lift it right up. So we got our levers open. Let's try it out. That went pretty smoothly. Sure wish I had the bigger bushings put on that. But that's alright, it'll work, I reckon. Seems like those ought to be in a little bit further than that. They should be about like that right there. But they're not. I wonder if these are adjusted. They're not. I painted the pin red. Now we can go ahead and put our rod in. We'll turn the tractor off. They do have that. So we go ahead and put our rod on it. Hopefully it ain't as high enough. So now when I set it down, I just pull that pin, drop it down, and there she goes. So all right, now let's move this out. Move my kickstand up out of the way. So now we get to take it and put it in its location. So let's go do that. it was a little awkward because I'm not used to it. It was hitting a bolt. So I'm gonna have to turn these around and put this on the outside because they were hitting those right here. So we just got to turn them around. But that was keeping it from going down. So if I get these turned around, I shouldn't have that problem. But other than that, thing looks like it works just fine. Now, we did a bunch of painting underneath the back here. We got all that up in there painted. Got some paint on it, and so it'll look a lot better and last a little longer. We also added these, $7.99 a piece for these. And they actually look pretty decent on there. I got my screwdriver and some pins in there and a bolt. So basically all I done was took a big steel bracket, 1/4 inch thick, and made this bracket that goes all the way underneath here. And then stops right there, as you can see back in there. That's the bottom of it. So I can mount these, and then I threaded them 1/4 20 to put those in. And the same thing on the other side. And they act as a fender also. A hammer barely fits. But believe it or not, I can get this chain. I got a chain that I'm going to put in here. This one right here. I had it when I was carrying that up there to the shop. Because it wasn't quick hitch ready yet, so I had to carry it up there with the bucket. So we can put this in here. And believe it or not, it's got enough room in it. I've already had it all in there before. Got the screwdriver. They're OD green, but that's alright. It looks pretty good. Got everything working. Got the brake working. Never tried the cruise control, but I'm sure it works. Put some paint down in here on all this stuff. Cleaned it up. Made it look a whole lot nicer. And I'd like to get a new plate for this because that one's broke. I'd like to get a plate for that and this part right here. I don't know if this was plastic or if it was metal. But, so we got everything working. Seems to be charging. He said it didn't charge, but he must have got it fixed or something. I didn't fix it because I couldn't figure out what was going on with it. So he may have taken it somewhere. I've never seen him take it out of here, but he may have just had a dead battery that wouldn't charge. That might be why, because it's got a new battery in it. So he put one in it in 7th month of last year. So it's not been in there very long. But anyway, there's my first implement that is quick hitch ready. So it's a little awkward hooking up because you can't see these two hooks because of this bracket back here. You can't see past it, so you got to kind of look over and see if you can line it up from both sides and get a side angle on it. But I'll get used to it eventually. So the next thing we need to do is the box blade. My cover come off and got it full of water, but I got to do the box blade next. And I'm about wore out today, man. Got some health issues going on, but my mind is working overtime. I've got 50 million things going on in my mind at the same time. I can't concentrate on any one given thing. So they gave me some medicine to slow my mind down. And man, I've been in bed for 2 days. Today's the first day I finally got out here, and I did not take the pill because I said, the hell with that. That thing made me dizzy, drowsy, headache, everything else. I said, trade one problem for 3 more, right? But anyway, I got to get my shop cleaned up so I can get the tractor back in here and park it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Got something out of it, learned something, who knows, maybe you learned something I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in the people who watch me, interested in watching me, so I think they just watch me because they feel they have to. I don't know. You don't have to. I mean, my numbers tells the story about my channel. Sucks. Anyway, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Oh, and I'm getting another blade. Friend of mine knows a girl that her dad died, and he had a tractor and some implements, and he's got a blade just like the one I just worked on, the one we just did, and I think it was for a Kubota, and she needs her lawnmower fixed, so I'm going to fix her lawnmower for the blade. Her dad died and it's sitting there rusting. I hope it ain't rusted to the point where it's not fixable. I haven't really looked at the blade. I just seen the bracket that sticks up. But anyway, my neighbor's coming, so I'm going to have to get off here. You guys have a good one. Later.